my beautiful and makeup loving friends? If this is your first time to my channel, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Emily and today I am bringing you this week's new releases in Pay or Stay Away. So there's a lot that's going on in the beauty community and the industry right now, and it's really honestly bumming me out. I think that's the only way to really describe what it's doing. It's just kind of putting a damper on just kind of everything. I don't know if anyone agrees with me. I don't know if you guys think I'm crazy for saying that, but it's just kind of bumming me out, and it just kind of feels like I have just a giant little rain cloud just sitting on top of my head. Even though it doesn't really affect me, it's just, I don't know, somehow, even though it's not supposed to affect me, it is. And I don't know, I just kind of feel down in the dumps because of that. I'm just sad that there's so much drama and negativity and whatnot going on. I wish it could be different. And I'm mentioning this because I almost didn't want to film this video, but then I thought, you know, it doesn't really have to do with me, so let's go ahead and talk about makeup and try to keep this light and fun and, you know, positive and whatnot. I've just been feeling kind of down in the dumps about all this, and I just hope that everyone ends up okay, because there's a lot of people who are hurt in the community, and it just sucks to see that. It sucks to see people hurt. It sucks to see people be mean to each other. But if you are being affected by all of this kind of drama in the beauty community as well, I hope to goodness that it doesn't affect you too much, and I hope that you are able to stay positive and remain happy, because like I said, and like everyone always says, it's just makeup, and I really hope that one day it can go back to being just makeup, but who knows? But with all that tea being said there, let's go ahead and get right on into this week's new makeup releases. Okay, so this first one is really beautiful, but very expensive. And this is the new Dolce and Gabbana Dolcissimo liquid lipstick. These are available now. They are $41 and they are releasing 12 different shades. And all of the shades look pretty basic, but they look really beautiful. Like, I would wear literally all the shades in the collection. But they are $41 freaking dollars. I do not have $41 to shell out on one liquid lipstick. God, that is so expensive. And I understand, because Dolce & Gabbana is like a high-end fashion brand and a luxury brand, if you will. So I get it. And I know that some lipsticks out there are pretty expensive, but I haven't been able to purchase those either. So as per usual, I'm not going to be able to purchase this. I think they look beautiful. I am really curious about the formula. I think the packaging, oh my god, the packaging is like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. This is my favorite packaging of any makeup that has ever come out. I love it. It is stunning. I love florals. I love pinks. I love bright colors. This is so freaking beautiful. I wish I could afford it. I truly do, and I wish it was a little bit less expensive. I wish they would have priced these at like $39 instead of $41, even though it's only a $2 difference. I feel like seeing the $39 versus the $41 just makes people want to go for it a little bit more, because Pat McGrath's lipsticks are like $36, $38, I'm not 100% sure, but they're pretty expensive. But I feel like because it's still in the $30 range, people are kind of down to purchase it. They know what they're getting themselves into, they know it's a luxury brand, and it's not quite at the $40 mark yet, so I feel like it kind of mentally tricks people into thinking it's a little bit less expensive and maybe a little bit more achievable to buy than it actually is, if that makes sense. But because this is 41 bucks, I just feel like that price tag is just so expensive. I might be alone here in thinking this, but yeah, I can't purchase that because I have other things that I need to pay, but if I could, I would most definitely pick some of these up. The second makeup launch that I wanted to talk about this week are the new Voss Sweet Treasures eyeshadow palettes. These are going to be available on October 25th, and they are $18 each. They came out with 4 different palettes in the collection: the Berry Burst palette, the Le Macaroon palette, the Creme Brulee palette, and the Fruit Sorbet palette. So the theme of this entire collection I am 250% here for. I love the idea of having like fruit flavored collections or cookie flavored collections, creme brulee, whatever it may be. As long as it's sweets, I'm pretty much here for it. And I know I'm kind of standing alone with that thought process because a lot of people don't like that, but I personally love it. But I just feel like the colors of these palettes do not match up with the actual theme of them themselves. Now, I guess I shouldn't say do not, because technically they do. When I look at these palettes, I see some colorful, interesting shades, but the majority of the palette, in my personal opinion, is on the neutral side. A lot of these shades are things we've seen before, and it looks like these palettes are just kind of like shades we've seen before with a few pops of color thrown in that are kind of related to the theme. And personally, I was just expecting way more out of these. I know I'm probably alone here, And I'm just expecting too much because I expect every palette to be catered to what I want, which is brights and colorful shades. But if you're gonna go here with these wonderful themes and have this really interesting and unique concept to your palettes, why not just give us like something that's a little bit more unique, if you will? I don't know. I just don't really feel like these are that unique, and I feel like the colors that they did put in there are kind of things you've seen before, and I don't feel like you get a lot of colorful shades in the palettes that actually represent the theme. I know that in the Berry Burst palette you get a couple berry shades, but the rest of it kind of looks to be a little bit more on the brown side. I mean, you definitely get more neutrals in there than you get berry shades. And I feel like if you're gonna go for a berry palette, then give us more berries and then give us a few neutrals. You know what I'm saying? Or with the macaron palette, you get some pastels in there, but they're not super bright, but they don't have to be that bright. In my opinion, macarons are definitely more pastel-y and bright and whatnot. I guess to each their own, but my problem is more so with the fact that you literally get like 25% macaron shades and the rest of them are just kind of basic. I wish that they would have given you 75% of the actual themed shades and 25% neutrals, if that makes sense. To me, I just think the palettes would have been better curated that way, and that's just my own opinion. Some people might look at these and love them, and I think that they definitely had potential, but they just did not deliver for me. I think the price point is awesome. $18 is a great price, but I'm not going to purchase them because I just simply am not interested in this collection. Which is surprising because I thought that I was going to love it and I was ready to purchase these. If you want to see an example of a macaron palette, a couple months ago I did a palette predictions. I want to see Beauty Bakery come out with a macaron palette, but do it correctly in my opinion. And I put up a video where I basically put together a fake palette and it's got all sorts of macaron inspired shades. So I will link that down below and I will have it linked in the cards if you want to check out what my opinion of a macaron palette should be. Next up on the pay or stay away list, we have the brand new Dose of Colors Snow Angels palette. This is going to be their palette for holiday of 2018. This will be available on October 17th and it will be retailing for $36 with 5 shades. So I freaking love this palette, and honestly I'm probably gonna pick it up. I think the berries are so beautiful. I love the berry tones mixed with the navy blues. I love that. I think it's stunning. I think that you can actually do a lot with this palette. But my only worry is that this berry shade that I'm so attracted to in the palette is going to be the same exact berry that is in the Blushing Berries palettes, because I have 2 Blushing Berries palettes because I'm insane and I bought 2 of them because I love the berry shade so much. But I'm worried that if I go out and purchase this, that it's just going to be a repeat of that shade. Now, when I looked at the promo photos for this palette, it looked like the berry toned shade in there was very, very bright, very neon, and a little bit lighter and a little bit more intense than the berry shade in the Blushing Berries palette. But that could just be them working their Photoshop magic or working their makeup artistry magic that I do not have. And it could be the same exact shade. So I'm really worried that if I purchase this, I'm just going to be purchasing yet again another pan of Berry Pop from the Blushing Berries palette. That would leave me with 3 pans of that eyeshadow. And while I do love it, I do not need 3 pans of it. I love the blue tones in this. I think it's beautiful. I love the mixture of the blues and the berries. I think that those colors work really well with each other if you want to experiment with fun colors. But I just don't want to purchase triples of an eyeshadow. So the next release that I wanted to talk about today are the new Pat McGrath Holiday 2018 palettes. These will be available on October 18th. She is releasing 3 Mothership Minis palettes for $55 each and 9 Opulent Matte Trance lipsticks for $38 each. I really want to try some of her matte trance lipsticks. I haven't had the chance to try them yet because, I mean, they're 38 bucks. That's expensive, but they did come out and release a little set of minis for $25, and I have been trying my hardest to pick up that set, and every time I check the Sephora website or the Sephora app, it is always sold out. I even signed up for email notifications, and I haven't gotten a single notification, even though I know that it is restocked because people have told me that it is restocked. But somehow, Sephora doesn't find me good enough to send me the email. So, I don't know. I'm trying to get my hands on it. I'm trying to give them my money, but they just don't want it, I guess. But I'm so curious about the lipsticks and their formula. I heard that they are just absolutely stunning. I think all of the shades that she's brought out in the lipstick line here are just perfect. I would wear every single one of them. And at this time, I don't have money to purchase them because they're $38 each. And that is expensive. But one day I really do hope to get my paws on that little tiny mini set that is only $25. Now, talking about the Mothership Minis palettes here, at first when I saw them, I was intrigued and I thought that I might want to purchase one of these just because they're pretty inexpensive for Pat McGrath. I mean, Don't get me wrong, $55 is still very expensive for 6 eyeshadows, but Pat McGrath typically charges $125 for her palettes, so you get a pretty big price cut there and you still get to try out her eyeshadow formula. But none of these colors are really calling out to me. I know that they're all supposed to be mini versions of some of the existing palettes. I don't know why, they're just not really speaking to me, and I guess I'm not really complaining about that because I still want the La Vie en Rose palette from her last release of the Mothership Minis palettes, and I haven't purchased that yet. I'm waiting for the Sephora VAB sale to roll around, and then I will go ahead and pick that up. But out of this collection, I'm not really feeling any of the palettes. I like them, I think they'll be great for certain people, but for me and for what I usually use eyeshadow for, I just don't really think I need these colors. So I guess that's a good thing because it saves me $55 in my bank account. And we are at the end of the list for the week. So I wanted to talk about the Too Faced Pretty Rich Diamond Highlighters. These will be coming in November and they will be retailing for $34 each. So Too Faced has already had out their Diamond Fire highlighter, which released last year. This is a beautiful pearl multicolored highlight that had like some blue and some purple and some green all mixed together with this beautiful white iridescent base. I have been trying to get my paws on that for so long, but somehow I always talk myself out of it because it's $34, and I used to go out and spend like $40, $50 on highlighters, but ever since I discovered my favorite indie brand highlighters that are like $14 and even sometimes as low as $8, I haven't really found myself wanting to go out and purchase the more high-end ones if I can find like practically the same quality for half as expensive. So for that reason, I have been skipping over this highlighter even though I've always wanted it since it launched. Now they are going to be launching 2 new shades to the collection. They are going to be launching the shade Fancy Pink, which is a diamond rose multicolor, and they are going to be launching Canary Diamond, which is going to be a flamingo pink sunset orange. Now, these look freaking stunning. I mean, all of them look so beautiful. I think the whole setup that Too Faced has going on with these highlights is absolutely gorgeous. I love the diamond shape of the actual powder. I love the box that it comes in. I love the way that the powder looks. It looks iridescent and sparkly and shiny and beautiful. And visually, I am very attracted to these, and I would personally love to have all 3. Now, I think that the deepest shade would definitely be too dark for my skin tone, but I think this would be beautiful as like dusted over your bronzer if you want to have a glowy thing happening with your bronzer. I think it's stunning, and I think that they brought out a nice shade range for a lot of different skin tones. I mean, I think that deepest shade will match deep to deep dark skin. I think that the pink medium shade will match fair, medium, even deep skin, and obviously the lightest iridescent shade can work for a lot of skin tones as well. So I think that they have a nice variety of skin tones covered here. Honestly, I like all of them, but I think if I were to purchase one, I would purchase the pink one. And that's because I think that the shade is very unique. It has a lot of kind of orangey undertones to it, and I think that it would look really beautiful on my skin tone. So I think I'm going to save up for it and purchase it during the VIB sale. I don't know when the VIB sale is. I'm just kind of hoping that it's coming soon because there's so many things that I want to buy right now that I'm just holding off on buying till the sale. But I think if I were to get one, I would get the pink one. So I am planning on purchasing it someday. That day just hasn't rolled around yet. I need a sale to get me to purchase this, but I do really love them, and please let me know down in the comments if you have tried these, if you own them, if you own the original one, because I haven't really watched a whole lot of reviews. I basically just watched beauty news like break the actual highlighter itself and destroy it and weigh it and whatnot, but I haven't seen really any reviews on it. So let me know if you like it, if you like the formula, if you think it's a subtle highlight or a bright one, because I don't really know too much about it. So please inform me. But those are all of the makeup releases that I wanted to touch on for this week. Please do let me know down in the comments, as per usual, what is catching your attention? What are you not going to be buying? I love when you guys let me know what is on the market because, I don't know, I've kind of stepped away from looking at trend moods so often because I'm trying to save my money right now. So right now, I'm not really searching that often for new makeup releases. Obviously, I do it for this series, but I used to literally check trend mood like 10 times a day, and I would always look and be like, I want this, and I'm trying to be better with my money, so I'm trying to stop tempting myself with trend moods posts. But with that being said, I do hope that you consider subscribing if you have not already. I am doing Pay or Stay Away every single Monday, and during the rest of the week, I got all sorts of makeup goodness happening here on this channel. I do also hope that you consider giving this video a big old thumbs up and turning on the notification bell if you enjoy my videos and you want to know when I am posting them. But I hope you are having an absolutely amazing and beautiful day wherever you are, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye!